Mariana Ortega's In Between Latina Feminist Phenomenology, Multiplicity, and the Self is a work on feminist philosophy that explains how identity is formed through lived experience. Ortega focuses especially on the experiences of Latinas and others who live between cultures. She combines European phenomenology, which studies how people experience the world, with Latino feminist thought to show that the self is not fixed or singular, but complex and changing. At the center of the book is Ortega's idea of the multiplicitous self. She argues that a person is not one unified identity, but a combination of many identities that exist at the same time. These identities are shaped by culture, language, gender, race, history, and social expectations. For many Latinas in the United States, this means living in a state of in betweenness where they do not fully belong to one culture or another. This experience is often described using the concept of Nipandla, a space of transition and tension where multiple worlds meet. Ortega challenges traditional philosophy for presenting the self as stable, neutral, and universal. This view ignores the lived realities of marginalized people. She shows that individuals often move between different social worlds in their daily lives. Drawing on Maria Lugones, she describes this movement as world traveling. For marginalized people, shifting behavior, language, and self presentation is not a choice, but a necessity for survival, understanding, and connection. She also engages with Martin Heidegger's idea of being in the world. She argues that Heidegger's description assumes a neutral world, but in reality, the world is shaped by race, gender, and power. For Latinas, being in the world includes experiences of racism, sexism, and being seen as an outsider. Public spaces are not experienced equally by everyone, and these differences deeply affect how the self is formed. Ortega introduces the idea of self sustenance to explain how people maintain themselves while living across multiple, often conflicting worlds. Self sustenance is the daily emotional and mental work required to hold oneself together. It includes finding support, creating meaning, and protecting one's sense of self in environments that may be hostile or dismissive. She emphasizes the importance of relationships and understanding others. Truly knowing or loving another person requires recognizing their complexity. Reducing someone to a single identity erases important parts of who they are. Genuine understanding involves openness to the many layers of another person's experience. In discussing art and visual culture, Ortega shows how images can express the in between self in ways that language sometimes cannot. Visual representations, such as self portraits, can capture the feeling of multiplicity and transition. She reflects on belonging and memory, suggesting that for in between individuals, belonging is not about fitting perfectly into one place, it is found in movement, shared memories, and collective experiences.